Hey there everyone, and welcome back to The Mindful Musician. If you happen to be new here, this channel is the one-stop shop for strategies and tools that help us become aware of our inner world as musicians, helping us to constantly evolve into the best version of ourselves. I'm Cosmin, I'm a guitarist, I'm a singer, a professional educator, and a martial artist from Bucharest, Romania, and I'm here today to talk to you about the differences between the Phrygian and the Phrygian dominant modes, and to show you how you can use them in your chord progressions, riffs, and solos. Before we begin, I invite you to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with every new video we post on a weekly basis. The Mindful Musician and Guitar Guide is the only independent, bilingual, and soon-to-be multilingual music education channel from Romania, as I decided to put my French and Japanese language skills to good use, so we'll soon have videos explaining different concepts in these languages as well. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but I gave up the sitar drone in the background that used to bug some of you guys and gals, and I have sound-treated my studio, so that's a video spoiler coming right up. Now, if you're not sure what the modes are, I strongly encourage you to take a look at these two videos right here in any order so that you'll be prepared to better understand the concepts we'll be discussing in this video. How does the Phrygian mode differ from the Phrygian dominant mode, you might ask? Here's what we get if we were to make a comparison by using the parallel approach. That meaning we will build both modes from the same key and comparing their intervallic structure. First and foremost, my guitar is tuned to drop D. That means D, A, D, G, B, E. Now, I'll choose the key of D, obviously because of this tuning, this meaning the D note is the common root for both modes, and apply the formula of each one in turn. For Phrygian, I have root, flat 2, flat 3, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, flat 6, and flat 7. That meaning D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, and C. Versus the Phrygian dominant that has root, flat 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, flat 6, and flat 7. That giving us D, E flat, F sharp, G, A, B flat, and C. So basically, it's pretty clear that the only difference in their structure is that the Phrygian has a flat 3, which is the F in relationship to D, so that proves it's a minor mode, and the Phrygian dominant has a major 3rd, which is F sharp, in relationship to D, so that makes it a major mode. It's just like with chords. Minor chords have a minor 3rd, while major chords have a major 3rd. It's exactly the same with modes. Major modes have a major 3rd, and minor modes have a minor 3rd. Now, let's explore them from a derivative perspective to understand where they come from, meaning from which mother or generator scale they were derived, and what chord progressions are used to highlight these two modes, D Phrygian and D Phrygian dominant. The Phrygian is derived from the 3rd step of the natural major scale, so the question that helps us is, for whom is D a major 3rd? So if D is 3 and X is 1, who is X? We know that the distance between 1 and 3 is 2 whole steps. So all we have to do is find out which note is 2 whole steps lower than D. The answer is B flat, therefore we get B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat, which means root, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7, and octave, that being the natural major scale. And from the 3rd step of the natural major scale, we get D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, and D, which is, like before, root, flat 2nd, flat 3, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, flat 6, flat 7, and 8. There we go. Here's the Phrygian. According to the formula of the natural major scale, which is 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, 1 half step, we have just demonstrated where the Phrygian mode comes from by derivation. Now, if we harmonize it, we obtain the following chords from each step. We have D minor from the root. From the minor 2nd, we have the E flat major. We have the F major from the flat third. We have the G minor from the perfect fourth. We have the A diminished from the perfect fifth. And we have the B flat major from the flat six. And we have the C minor from the flat seven. And there we go. Famous progressions! Well, as I said in one of my previous videos, we have 1 minor and 2 major. That could be E minor and F major, like in Metallica's Wherever I May Roam, or 1 minor, 7 minor, which could be A minor and G minor, just as in Lauryn Hill's Doo-Wop That Thing. Phrygian, as well as the Phrygian dominant mode, are very good friends with rock, with metal, and hip-hop, as you will see. If you want to deepen your understanding of basic theory, go download my absolutely free theory guide from the link in the text description of this video, in which I briefly explain all the elements you need to understand on how to form chords, for instance, or how to harmonize a scale. The Phrygian dominant is obtained from the 5th step of the harmonic minor scale, and the question becomes, in this case, for whom is D a perfect fifth? That means if D is 5 and X is 1, who is X? We know that the distance between 1 and 5 is 3 whole steps and 1 half step. Next, we need to find out which note is 3 whole steps and 1 half step lower than D. The answer is obviously G. Therefore, what we get is, following the formula root, major second, flat third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat six, and major seven, we get G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, and F sharp. And deriving the D Phrygian dominant from the 5th step of this harmonic minor, of the G harmonic minor scale, we get D, E flat, F sharp, G, A, B flat, C, and D. There we go. Root, flat second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat six, and major 7, and obviously octave again. According to the formula of the harmonic minor scale, which is whole step, half step, whole step, half step, and a whole step and a half step tied together, so they represent together the distance between 2 notes, we have found out from which step we can actually derive the Phrygian dominant mode. Now, by harmonizing the mode, we get the following chords: D major, E flat major, F diminished, the G minor, the A diminished, the B flat augmented. Let's check out this one. It's something in the lines of this, ugly bastard, and the C minor. The Phrygian dominant sounds much more menacing and tense somehow compared to the Phrygian, and it's super used, as I said, in metal, but not only, as you'll see in here. And here are some examples of songs where it makes its presence felt. A Place for My Head by Linkin Park, Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth, Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg, 46 and 2 by Tool, Innuendo by Queen, or Naughty Girl by Beyoncé. Now, how about a famous progression? It's a slight variation of the previous one, so instead of 1 minor, 2 major, we have 1 major, 2 major. Now, it's time to compare these to Little Brother and Big Brother, the D Phrygian and the D Phrygian dominant. I will play the 2 similar progressions that I have talked about, 1 minor, 2 major for D Phrygian and 1 major, 2 major for D Phrygian dominant, that meaning D minor and E flat major versus D major and E flat major. I will play a riff based on the 2 progressions, in which I will only change the note F to F sharp from D Phrygian to D Phrygian dominant to make a clear point about the difference between these 2 modes. And afterwards, I will play a solo over the 2 riffs, in which I will point out the same differences, leaving the rest of the notes exactly the same from one mode to the other. In conclusion, the only difference between these two is dictated by the presence of the minor third in the case of the Phrygian and the major third in the case of the Phrygian dominant. However, you have noticed that the chords that we got by harmonizing each mode are quite different, and clearly there are more complex progressions that can be built for each of these two modes. But in order to actually be able to clearly demonstrate the differences, I've chosen to stick to a simple progression which is also present in both cases, that being 1 minor 2 major and 1 major 2 major. I encourage you to experiment with both modes and to create your own chord progressions, riffs, and solos now that you better understand their differences. Also, if you want to learn the piece I have just played, benefiting from detailed explanations, tabs, and backing tracks, they are available once you have subscribed to my Patreon page in the link I have added in the text description of this video. I will post exclusive music education content and much more over there, so make sure you do check it out. This wraps it up for today, so please let me know in the comments below what other theory principles you would like to see turned into actual, real musical examples. And if you learned something useful from this video, make sure to, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.